All right. So GPAC staff meeting. So if you recognize this slide, I sort of edited from Steve Shaw. All right. So one college staff. All right. So whether it's a Heart of America game, KCAC game, North Star game, GPAC game, when it comes to NAIA football, we have to be one college staff, especially early in the season with how many non-conference games are going on. I always think the first 2 weeks are the most important weeks to enforce the point of emphasis, to enforce the new rules. All right. If you are at this meeting to get educated on the changes, we're way behind the game right now. All right. So our goal today is not to teach you what's new and different, but answer any clarification questions of what is new and different. So Corey Westra will be here when we get into the replay situations. So he's meeting with some other athletic staff. He will be in here. He'll introduce himself. Referees, you know this already. If you're ever contacted by media, direct them to Corey Westra, even before myself. Any media questions, go straight to Corey Westra. And then if he does need to contact me for information, we'll go from there. Hopefully everybody has my phone number and email address. All right, throughout the season, I do most of my communication with the referees. If you feel that it's very important to communicate directly to me, as in, hey, I can't work tomorrow, that's probably something you should directly contact me instead of going through your referee. Another item that comes up is you get the next schedule, you're available to work, I just can't travel that far because I have this responsibility that week. Anything schedule related, get in contact with me right away. But you have my information here, and then coaches, head coaches have direct contact to me as well. So coaches watching this, as an assistant coach, if there's a play, there's a rules question, go to your head coach will contact me. Referees, I'm going to have you introduce yourself and your crews. So Randy Hagedorn, you want to introduce yourself and the crews.
Okay, Randy Hagedorn. Got Gary here. Kevin, the umpire. Vincent, and Portland. Mark, you're one of the beat guys. Wiles ain't here yet. We won't do that. Ryan Miles will be showing as soon as he gets done. Move his pivots, and then Walt.
Jerry or Chad, you guys want to introduce the crew members you guys have here?
Chad Gordon, Aaron Bird's the white hat. We got Chad Bosco, the back judge. We got Jerry Beers at the line judge.
Connor, go for it.
I'm the one person here in Congress.
And then Connor is on his way with his crew. He didn't know there was construction in South Dakota. So, Josh, puzzled look. Mr. Fitzke?
Tyler Fitzke, umpire. Aaron Duke is our headline judge. Nick Christensen is our side judge. Kaden Brickhead is our field judge. Jack Barr is back judge. And George Smith is our line judge.
Brian Janish's crew is not here. Reed, you want to introduce who's here for your crew?
Yeah, Jeff Jorgensen's field judge. Ryan Schneider's line judge. Chris Dozark, side judge. And Lewis Young is here, the bad judge.
Yeah. And then the new referee this year, Ryan Freeze.
Zach's my umpire. Jordan and Aaron are my line of scrimmage. Marcus and Carter are my greets with my call.
Excellent. All right, the next team I'm going to introduce, those who are in the room, I'll have them talk. But Monty Tilgner brought up a good idea at the last season, really. So we're going to have 3 position graders. So Monty will be the deep wing grader. So quick ref graders are going to go in, do their thing. And then the final, Monty, Rick, and Jeff are going to do deep wings, umpires, line of scrimmage, and I'll do referees to confirm those comments. So Monty, you want to introduce yourself and sort of the idea behind that?
Yeah, Monty Pilsner. I talked to Sean because it seemed like every week one of these guys would send me a message and say, hey, did you just look at this? Because not so much they cared about the grade, I think, but I think this is right, and I got a downgrade, so they just want to know really if it's right, right or not. So I just talked to Sean about, with us, we have someone who grades the film like he does, but then every single deep wing goes to two position coaches that we have now, Wags being one of them, and they have to look at them and decide is it correct or if they think it's wrong. Because just like you guys, we have some referees in the NFL or umpires in the NFL who grade our film. Well, they don't understand deep philosophy very well. Vice versa, if a deep guy does referee stuff. So it's just a way to get more consistent. Because I look at them about 80% of the time. I send Sean a message and just say, hey, this isn't right. Take a look at it, see what you think, and they almost always agree. A couple philosophical things once in a while, but I think it's going to help us be a lot more consistent because if you're a deep guy, whatever position you are, you're going to have somebody who's, supposed to be pretty good at your position, who is going to be trying to have the final say and can change grades. So, one example, we had a back judge who threw for a block in the back during the kick last year. And that was graded as a correct call. And I'm like, I saw that right away and I'm like, we cannot have our back judges watching blocks during the kick. They got to be watching the fair catch, the signaler. So, we got that changed and addressed it in a training tape, but that was one example that the person who graded the film just has no idea that that's a huge no-no. So this should take care of a lot of those things.
Yep. And then we have a lot of quick ref graders. I'm probably going to find two more, but the other one in the room, I know he's very familiar to our staff, and I've asked him to stay around the staff as much as he's willing to on the education component, and he'll be working JV games with us to continue using his experience. Rodney, you want to introduce yourself again to everybody? All right. So Rodney will be asked to grade throughout the weeks, and then he's going to be able to pick his observation schedule on site to see the so to speak troops on the ground perspective of what is going on in crews. When Rodney is there observing, the referee will be notified that he'll be there observing, and I'll leave it up to the referee to decide how much Rodney wants to be involved pre-game, during the game, after the game. But he's got full access to all games before, during, and after. So, Rodney, thank you for coming up and staying involved with the staff. All right, rates this year. All right, Dakota State is 265 all officials. GPAC, this is our last year's rates. We're going to get final numbers of what this year's season is going to be. But that just didn't change from last year. It will change. I just don't know how much it's going to change. Yes, I've already told them what KCAC and Heart of America is doing as well. So and this will come up in our referee conference call, but I'm keeping an expense report for my Northern Sun crew because they're doing an audit the same way that GPAC's going to do an audit of what we actually invest in as a sports official, from uniform, registration, hours, doing education like this, mileage. And we'll work that out because we do want to show the athletic departments we're not here to make $5,000 a game like Monty does, all right? But we don't want to lose money doing it, all right? And that's sort of what we're going to try to lead the charge. JV games and scrimmages are $100 per official. So this scrimmage is all going towards our GPAC expenses. Quick ref, the meal that's going to be here, paying observers, paying graders. So Morningside is paying $700 for the scrimmage, is going straight into the education fund for the GPAC. And then when you do get paid, I said all, Dakota State still has check. All right, they do not have arbiter pay. All the GPAC will pay arbiter pay. this year. So those of you who are new, does anybody not have arbiter pay or don't know what we're talking about when it comes to payment? I was going to say, find your referee. I'll help you. All right, alternates. Our goal is to have as many supplemental staff to participate as an alternate official. Bad news is it's a volunteer status. Good news is if you do get on the field because somebody gets injured, somebody gets sick, you get pay. All right, so it's one of those things. If you're on site, you have a chance. If you're on the schedule, you are committed to that Saturday. I do get an injury. I'm sick. That's where I go first. I go straight to my alternates of who is on the schedule to give them the opportunity. Alternates, you do not have to register NAIA to be an alternate. All right, I can use alternates in emergency situations without you being registered. I can't use you in playoff situations. And I will ask alternates through an email after this meeting, let me know what Saturdays you want to do it. Let me know the sites that you want to do it at. And we'll put you on that alternate schedule. The referees, it'll be an arbiter, so the referees know you will be on that game. CCA Manual 236. So yes, you are part of the crew. You will have a uniform on. You'll have a black pullover jacket on or a short sleeve jacket on. You will be 3 yards downfield looking for an eligible lineman. You will have an O2O on. You will be able to communicate egregious errors like 15 players on the field. All right, so you will have communication with the crew to get that experience, and you do have responsibilities. JV games, I won't leave this up here too much, but it's up here. That way, if you want to come back to it, stop the video and look at it. These are our current JV games. Again, if you want to be on JV games, you can reply to the email now. I will send out an email to everybody of JV games to get people on games. I do encourage this. If you're a varsity official and you've been in the league, try a different position. All right, so I probably won't put a line of scrimmage official on all line of scrimmage assignments. It's good getting different perspectives and seeing what your partners see. If you're a new official to the GPAC, I will probably put you at your same position. More snaps you have at that similar position, the better off you're going to be. And then if you're a supplemental staff, I would work every single position you possibly can. The more versatile you are, it's easier to get hired in whatever conference gives you the first opportunity. All right, so go ahead, Monty.
Northwestern has 2.
Northwestern does have 2. Did they send it to you?
No.
Okay. All right, so there will be 2 at Northwestern as well that will add to that. I did not cut down a lot of trees to print these past 3 weeks. I did cut down a lot of trees in Omaha, though. But all these game day documents, game day procedures, which will be updated, position checklists, which will be updated next week, game day cards that could be handed out to coaches that could be used for crews, will all be on Arbiter Sports under list and forms, and they will be updated by next Wednesday for you to download and print out. I know on the checklist there's mechanics that we're going to go over that will update for line of scrimmage and the deeps. When it comes to game day procedures, I am going to add a section for replay process, so that will be new on game day procedures for everybody. So I don't have it finalized yet. Part of this meeting, going down to the scrimmage, seeing how everything works, will go into what I put into those game day documents. Joe? So the 2-minute timeout card, if you have, I don't have one. If you have one that you want to share, I'll definitely put it up there. I know I have a replay one of what's reviewable that I'm going to put up there from the Pioneer Conference. I'm working on taking off the Pioneer Conference logo, putting the GPAC Conference logo up there. But all of our game day documents will be under Arbiter Sports lists forms. Do not print them off tonight. They are not updated. I think they all say 2021 still, actually. So we're going to update them today. Other resources. And I'm very proud to say this, and I'm going to say it again when Corey Wester does come. Our conference does not charge officials anything more than the NAI registration to officiate in the GPAC conference. So our conference invests in huddle, invests in quick ref, invest with NAI through RefQuest, paying those association fees with NAI. Training tapes. Monty got paid last year, right? You got the check? Thank you. And then the bulletins. This is all being part of the GPAC conference, and the GPAC conference gives us these resources to provide the best service we possibly can, not only for our teams, for you to advance if you want to advance, whether that be playoffs or whether that be Division II, Division I. So take advantage of this. This has been a non-negotiable when it comes to Corey Westra as a conference commissioner. We need to give officials resources to be successful on and off the field. So they are there for you. All right, RefQuest registration. Those that were not on the list, everyone knows where to go, how to do it. Okay, let's get into thy test. And we will explain how we're going to do this test once I open it up. Hey, how you doing, Connor? All right. So here's how this is going to work. I will tell you, myself and my Northern Sun crew, we took it and got 6 incorrect. And I sent those answers to Monty. Monty says, this is what I have. He's pretty sure he's got 100%. And if I remember right, Monty, it took you 4 hours to take the test? Okay. So I'm going to pass this around. When you get this, you're a varsity official. Whoever's the nearest varsity official next to you, we're going to have 25 people in the room. Read the question. Give us the answer that you have. We're going to confirm the answer. And if there's truly a discussion of why the answer, what it is, we'll have a short discussion on it. But we don't want to spend 5 minutes on 25 questions each. All right, that's what we're going to try to avoid. All right, so Ryan Freeze, I'm going to start with you with question number 1.
Team A free kick from the A35 is fielded by B46 at the B20 and returned to the B30 where he's tackled. During the kick, B75 held A89 at the B40. The answer is E, A, and B.
All right, I said the answer is E as an elephant. Both A and B are options. Why could B be an option? They could decline the penalty. All right, so if you have A, you thought like me, all right, but it is E. They could decline the penalty. Go ahead, pass it off to the next varsity. Oh, no.
Is that me? Yep. No. Did I do that? No. Still good, Sean?
What's that?
Still good?
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the A25. A14's pass is complete to A83 at the A40. He carries the ball to the B45 where he fumbles. The ball is then recovered by A19 while grounded at the B35. After the pass was thrown, B76 took 3 steps and contacted A14 shoulder to shoulder, causing A14's helmet to come off. It will be Team A's ball, 1st and 10 at the, I have C.
All right, that's what we have as well. Letter C. A lot of times people like, why with that helmet coming off, we got roughing the passer? It was shoulder-to-shoulder hit. So it wasn't the foul to the head that caused the helmet to come off. Shoulder-to-shoulder hit is not what caused that helmet to come off. So that is why it's C.
All right. Number 3, 1st and 10 at the B40 with 1:27 remaining in the second quarter. A25 carries to the B31 where he fumbles, and the ball goes out of bounds at the B29. The result of the play will be, I've got C.
Any disagreements there? All right,
That's fine.
really quick, B, why B,
That
Connor?
was my second choice. Spot of the fumble.
Yep. So forward fumble out of bounds, comes back to the spot. The spot of the fumble was inbounds, so therefore that's why it's on the ready. So 3 is B as in boy.
Okay, 3rd and 5 at the B20 late in the fourth quarter. A11 carries to the B14 where he is tackled by B79 and injured. When stopped, the clock reads 5 seconds. Team A has no timeouts remaining on this play. And I have A.
So the answer was A, which is correct. 2 reasons the clock stopped. First down, and then the injury. All right. Number 5, Chris Dozark.
All right, number 5, try at the B3, first possession of the third extra period. A6's pass is complete to A24 in the end zone for 2 points. B75 is flagged for roughing the passer. So I have C, B's try at the A18.
Excellent. So it's the third overtime. Did we have a third overtime last year in the GPAC? I didn't think so. So third overtime, it's a try. So we're going to force it from the 3. All right, go ahead.
So try at the B3, A10's pass is intercepted by B27 at the B's goal line and returned 100 yards for an apparent touchdown. During the return, B48 is flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct at the A20. Team A was also flagged for an illegal shift. I was debating back and forth, but I put B.
All right. So the answer is B. No score. A will free kick at the 50-yard line. They got the ball with clean hands. So that's the reason that rule was, or question was written there.
Hey, Sean.
Yep.
That one, there's one and only one exception to the score counting, which I didn't even know until like last night when I was looking it up again. The score counts if it's a LED foul. So live ball enforced as a dead ball foul. So if they run around the coach, that's gonna be a live ball enforced as a dead ball. That's the one case where the score will count. Other than that, the score is always canceled. So I learned that one.
Other than that, which could happen on a 100-yard return. Number 7.
4th and 5 at the B25, A9's field goal attempt is partially blocked, striking the ground, and then A78 at the B20. The ball is then muffed by B31 and recovered by A67 at the B15. I had C.
All right. Answer is C, first touching spot. Josh, number 8.
4th and 10 at the B45. A3's punt is touched first beyond the neutral zone by A85 at the B15, but B21 picks up the kick at the B10 and advances it to the B20 where he fumbles. A44 recovers the fumble and carries it across B's goal line. During the kick, B36 holds A17 at the line of scrimmage. A is the answer that I have.
Any disagreements there? All right, we have B. All right, so we have no PSK because Team B is not going to be the next one to snap the ball. We don't have the touching because we have an accepted foul, so we got to go to the previous spot. So it'll be A's ball, 1st and 10 at the B35. Clock will start on the snap because it's after a legal kick play. There's a lot of rule references there, a lot of exceptions, situations. I would practice that one as a crew. How are you going to piece that together on the field? I would work on that one as a crew.
There's about 8 play scenarios to that. It's Rule 10.25A.
Yep.
And it's a bitch. If you ever listen to the Rule 11 podcast, there's an hour and 15-minute podcast just on Rule 10.25A. So he goes through every scenario. It's awesome.
All right, so 10.25A, Rule 11 podcast. Hour and 50 minutes, you said?
Good. While a free kick is in the air, B44 gives a fair catch signal on the left hash mark at the B10. The ball is subsequently caught by B21 on the right hash mark at the B5. I have C.
Anyone disagree with C as the answer? A. All right, the person who caught the ball did not signal. All right, so he gets the ball at that spot where he did not signal. So 651A is the rule reference there.
Back 844 is stationary at the snap directly behind the right tackle in a balanced line formation and is inside the tackle box. The quarterback hands the ball to back 822 who runs straight ahead. A44 blocks B55 back towards the original position of the ball below the waist and clearly at the side. I have B.
All right,
Illegal
B,
block.
illegal block. All right, clearly at the side makes that the illegal block. Clearly at the side.
John, we can talk at some point about how we're going to put them in and out.
Yes. Yep. Number 11.
During a successful try, B21 is guilty of a hands to the face foul. And I have C for this. Team A has the option to cancel the score and have the penalty enforced at the previous spot, or accept it and bump it to the succeeding kickoff or succeeding spot in extra periods.
All right, 11 is C. Number 12.
Mine's out of order, so I'm trying to find it.
Same thing, Sean. I did draft questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine are.
Yeah.
Here, you could if you did you find it?
I found it.
Okay, go for it, Kevin.
All right. Second and 7 at the 825. Team A is ahead in the score late in the fourth quarter. When ball carrier 822 is tackled in the field of play, the game clock reads 47 seconds. The umpire reports to the referee that he has a flag for holding by the snapper. On the play, A22 gained 9 yards. That will be A. Since the game clock was stopped for a first down, it will start on the referee signal.
Any disagreements on that one? All right, and then why is it B? What's the time of the
47.
47 seconds left, so the offended team has the option. All right, the offended team has the option. Yep. Randy, did you find 13 that's on the screen? You want to pass it on to AC? I got confidence.
All right.
Go for it, Rusty.
A valid fair catch signal, B41 musts a punt into the air at B20 and B42, who did not signal, catches the kick at B22. I have B.
B as in boy?
B as in boy.
Excellent. Ball is dead when B42 catches a kick, and the ball is placed at the B20. All right, number 14. Go, John.
On a second down play, ball carrier A44 runs towards the right pylon at the goal line, carrying the ball in his right hand. Ball crosses the sideline at the B2 and subsequently goes outside the pylon. A44 then immediately steps on the sideline inside the B1 and continues into the end zone. I got B, no touchdown, team A ball at
at the 1. Any disagreement there, line of scrimmage officials? All right, C.
See?
All right, so it's when the player goes out of bounds, we got to have a snapshot. Where was that ball when it crossed the sideline? All right, so even though he did go out of bounds beyond, the ball was at the 2 when it crossed the sideline for that forward progress spot. 15, Mark.
I'm out of order too. Hold on just a second.
You're out of order?
Yeah.
You want to pass it to Mike Lockram or Colin Boone?
2nd and 3 at the B23. B50 intercepts a pass in his end zone. A79 grabs B50's face mask and tackles him to the ground while still in the end zone. Answer would be B 1st and 10 at the B35.
Everyone good with B? We'll reference 10-22A for number 15. Number 16. Who's got it? Oh, go for it, Jason.
4th and 8 at the A32. The blocked punt lands at the A38 and bounces back towards Team A's goal line. B22 touches the kick at the A30 in a failed attempt to recover the ball, and A66 falls on the ball at the A22. I have D, Team A's ball at the A22, 1st and 10, game clock starts on the snap.
All right, D as in dog. 16 is D as in dog. Number 17.
2nd and 8 at the B22 with 3 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and Team B ahead in the score, 27-30. Team A's field goal attempt is successful, and B16 roughs the holder. Game time expires during the down. I had C. Team A can elect to keep the 3 points and enforce the penalty in overtime.
It is C, 10-5D. Referees, if this situation happens, make sure when you're at the captain's meeting for overtime, you remind that penalty enforcement is part of the beginning of overtime. That might change offense or defense.
1st and 10 at A42. Back A32 takes the handoff and is tackled at the A49. As the line judge is moving down the restricted area of the white to cover that play, his progress is blocked by Team A head coach who is in the restricted area. The line judge must stop, then run onto the field around the head coach to resume his officiating. Team A has no prior game administration / sideline interference fouls in the game. I have F. Both C and E are correct.
All right, correct. So it is F. Both C and E are true. So if they're in the white, we have to run around them to avoid hitting them. We are going to go team unsportsmanlike conduct, 15-yard penalty, succeeding spot. 19.
2nd and 6 at the B21. First possession series of the first overtime period. Score is tied 24-24. A16 throws a pass that is intercepted by B18. During B18's return for a touchdown, the side judge runs into Team B coach on the field just inside of the sideline and drops a flag for sideline interference. The answer is A. Team B wins 30-24 because it's a live ball treated as a dead ball.
Excellent. A as in apple. 9-5.
All right. Number 20, 4th and 13 at the A37. The punt bounces at the B5 high into the air after the ball breaks the goal line plane. A37 bats the ball back into the field of play and out of bounds at the B2. During the kick, A40 commits a holding foul at the B8 while trying to prevent B80 from getting to the kick. I have D. Both B and C are valid options.
All right, so number 20, D, they could take the result of the touchback or they can force a foul from the previous spot.
21. 21. 4th and 9 at the B49. A5's punt hits at the B4 and bounces over the goal line and is airborne when A44 bats it back into the field of play. The kick is recovered by B33 at the B4 and advances to the B12 before being tackled. During the kick, B19
held an opponent at the B18. A, Team B's ball, 1st and 10 at the B9.
All right. It is A as an apple. All right. The foul will be enforced half the distance from the 18-yard line. 22.
Yep. 3rd and 14 at the B34. A2 completes a pass to A82, who runs to the B6 where he is hit and fumbles. The ball rolls into the end zone where it is recovered by B55. Defensive end B17 commits a prolonged pin back of A77's face mask just prior to the pass being thrown. I have D as in dog. Team A, 1st and 10 is B19. Game clock starts on the snap.
Excellent. D as in dog. 23.
1st and goal at the B9. A19 throws to A80, and B21 steps in front and intercepts the ball at the B3. B21 reverses field into the end zone, and while still in the end zone, A80 tackles him by grabbing inside the collar of the jersey, pulling B21 to the ground. The back judge has a flag down for a horse collar. I have C, Team B, 1st and 10 at B15.
All right, so C as in cat. There is no neutral zone, so we enforce that one from the goal line. All right, number 24.
Try from the B3. Team A has requested that the ball be placed at the right hash mark. A17 throws a pass into the end zone that is intercepted by B33 and advances toward Team A's goal line. During the return, A77 grabs B33 by his face mask, and he is brought down at the A45. At the snap, B98 was lined up in the neutral zone. The referee announces that the fouls will offset and that the try will be replayed. After the announcement, Team A requests that the ball be placed in the middle of the field. I have C. The request is denied.
Excellent. 8-3-3 is a rule reference there. All right, who's a good reader? Number 25.
I'm a good crew chief. Duger. Early in the second half, it is 2nd and 20 at the A10. Team A is leading 14-13. Team A is lined up with 3 wide receivers to the left and 2 to the other right side. And all 5 released downfield at the snap. The snap to shotgun quarterback A10 is high, and as A10 jumps, he tips the ball that then falls to the ground at the A2. The ball bounces up and is above the Team A goal line when A10, who is standing with his feet inside the A1, reaches out and gains firm possession of the ball before B55 contacts him from the back, and both players fall to the ground in the end zone, and A10 maintains control of the ball. Both the H and L, who are just still at the LOS, and the R and C, who were both in the end zone at the snap, had taken a step or two backwards toward the end line, all come together to discuss the play, and they rule it as 3rd and 29.5 from the A half-yard line. Team A head coach wants to challenge the contact by B55 was with the crown of his helmet into the back of A10. When the R goes to the sideline monitor, he can confirm B55 did lower his head, but the contact to the back of A10 was with the upper portion face mask and not the crown of the helmet. While reviewing the play, the R sees that A10 did gain possession of the ball over the goal line, but did not pull the ball back to his chest prior to the contact by B55. I have C, no targeting. Team A loses its challenge and is charged a timeout. Safety, 2 points for Team B, and A safety kick at the A20.
And that is what we have as well. C. All right. So now I will say this again. The purpose of this meeting is not to teach and educate every single rule that is part of this test, but to get everybody on the same page of what the answers are. Newer officials, we just went through 25 questions that were, a lot of them were convoluted. They are plays that aren't going to happen every single game and or every single year. If you have questions, if something does not make sense within your crew, ask the questions of, yes, it's C, but why? How the heck did we get to this conclusion? All right, don't just take the test and forget about it. If there's truly a question, why is that the answer? Use your crew, use your support system to understand, why did they make this question? Why is that the answer? I will tell you as a supervisor, my goal is I reach out to, I'm going to pull this up again. Do I have it? I think I have it downloaded. I want to reach out to Vince next week and ask him, all right, which one of our officials are registered? And then could you send me an updated list, which officials have completed the test? If you're waiting to work on scrimmages later on this afternoon, you guys will have time in here to complete the test. All right? And that was almost pretty darn good timing. So Corey Westra, why don't you come up to the front, introduce yourself, and sort of what your role is and how you would like us to communicate with you if or when needed.
So where are we at?
Just introduction.
Okay.
We just finished the NAI registration.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, thank you for your time and efforts of being on our cruise for, I take it this is being recorded?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your time and efforts for being on our cruise in the GPAC. It's great football, and we have great officials cruise. So thank you from our coaches, from our administrators, just for giving of your time on Saturdays and doing this. So I want to begin with that. I know it's not easy. I'm excited this year because we've added the component of replay to the conference, and we're going to dive into that here momentarily. It's been a labor of love this summer to get it up and running. We'll find out tonight what it looks like on the field, but I think it'll go great through Sky Coach. So, and Sean will cover all the nuts and bolts of what that's all about. But I just got out of a meeting with the NAIA about a day ago, and we did approve that if the team hosting the playoff game in the football championship series is a replay school, we can use replay. So we will be using replay for the games we host. There are 3 NAIA conferences now that do not have replay in football. So we've gone to the other side of the ledger, and I'm very happy about that. You guys know all of what we'll talk about on that, but I told our coaches this summer, and Sean was in on one of the meetings, and I was in on both of them, but this doesn't change what they do. I mean, they're going to, they still got to go off gut. They still got to go off instinct. A couple coaches were really worried about time to challenge plays, and I just told them, I said, you all know the plays that you don't like. I mean, you're pretty vocal about it, and that's probably the plays you're going to challenge. So, and I think Sean gave really good advice in the last meeting about knowing your limitations. We're only doing 2 cameras, 50 high and end zone. And so the dark corner still exists. The far sideline is going to be a challenge, but it's a step. We got a foot in the pool. Okay. We got a foot in the pool. And I think what it's going to lead to is more. Schools will say, you know what, that worked really, really well. Hopefully we could add more cameras. But for this year, in this moment, this is where we're at. So I want you to communicate through Sean as much as possible when it comes to anything. He's your guy, okay? Work through your white hat first and foremost. If you had a crew issue on a Saturday, whatever it may be, work it out with your white hat, talk about it. Maybe you can solve it internally if it's a personnel issue. And then when it gets into the details, hey, I was back judge, and I just didn't feel comfortable maybe about how I called that play. Talk to your white hat, and then maybe work with Sean and his resources and look at it and grow from it. And those are the things that, I offer to you. I'm always available if you want to talk outside of that. I'm not going to not answer the phone, but if you're going to get into details about, specific mechanics and that stuff, I start track meets. I don't ref football. So, I could talk to you about exchange zones. I can talk to you about waterfalls and all that good stuff. Me and Gordo could talk about that with you. But when it comes to the mechanics, we're out. All right. So, or I'm out, at least. He's in. I'm out. So that's what I got. I'm just going to sit in on the replay side of the meeting here. But again, thank you to all of you. Some new faces, a lot of familiar faces, and to get you all up here on a Friday in the summer It's not summer anymore, though. That ended yesterday in intercollegiate athletics. So I'm excited for the scrimmage tonight. Let's see how this all works out. So, Sean, back to you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I will reiterate.
Sorry. One more thing. I'm showing these to Sean. I don't know if this is what we're going to go with. This is what I got so far. He said, don't get something that flies. So this thing will not go anywhere. This is basically, so we're going to talk about if this is adequate. If not, I will order something different.
We just need.
It's light.
We just need something that goes like that. Yeah.
It's little. So when you order off Amazon, it says football replay flags. I don't think that whoever runs Amazon has a lot in the details about that. So I was like, almost feels like a party favor from Halloween.
Yeah.
I
thought it was going to be heavier.
Yeah,
But-
so we'll talk.
Okay.
We might use these tonight and go back to the drawing board.
I think a good reference is let's see how the coaches react when they first hold it.
Yeah, they'll be like, what the heck? Bumgars probably has red hankies. We could
Yeah.
probably do that.
There you
too.
go.
So, all right, thanks, guys. We'll talk about that.
I do want to reiterate the thanks that the GPAC conference does for football officials. We stated that the guys in the room do not pay additional fees to officiate in the GPAC. We're one of the very few conferences in the nation that does that. So thank you for investing in our staff, giving us these resources: Huddle, Quick Ref, RefQuest, training tapes, and bulletins. So tip of our cap to the GPAC conference for having those resources available. All right, we're going to get into rule changes, which then leads us into the replay. Again, these rule changes, if you have questions as we go through them, I'm going to go through them fast. Ask the question for clarification. All right, so hopefully this is not new. So tablets, our conference has agreed to 6.
5 on the sidelines or up in the box, and then the 6th one is going to be for the officials' tent.
Yep.
We just ratified that. That, too, has been a point of contention in the NAIA. I think the rule book allows for up to 600. And there's a couple of conferences that are like, we want 600. I think that's nuts. We decided on 5 this year for coaches' use. You may not even see all 5 on the sideline because obviously some are going to be up in the box. When it becomes time for the playoffs, that's going to increase by 1 on the sideline. So they'll have 6 for coaches' use, and the 7th will be for replay. We just verified that a couple days ago. So 5 plus 1 right now for the entire season until the FCS. Then it'll be 6 plus 1.
I will tell you, we are not going up and down the sideline and counting tablets. All right, if the opposing team has a problem, they see 8 tablets on the other sideline, the other team is going to bring it to the attention of the conference and myself.
I agree.
All right, it's not going to be the officials with the number of tablets. The only thing we'll have to officiate is if they use the tablet to let us know how great our judgment is. All right, so if they're using the tablet to show us a play, that is an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct. You know, the verbiage, we saw it on our tablet, you got it wrong. So be it, move on. They've been saying that. We saw it upstairs in the booth. But they cannot physically show you the tablet. That's an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Okay? Referees, I highlighted the word timeout over and over and over again here. 2-minute timeout. All right? So when the clock is running, 2nd and 4th quarter, when it gets to 2 minutes or below, we are going to have a stoppage in the game, 2-minute timeout. The mechanic, once teams go to their huddle, we as a whole entire crew get together. All right, that is the one time the crew is actually going to get together in the middle of the field, confirm how many timeouts, confirm how many challenges are left, and then confirm the next slide, 2-minute timing. That's the great thing about this 2-minute timeout. All of those timing differences now converge. It's not some at 2 minutes, some at 60 seconds. All of them are at 2 minutes. All right, so that will be in the game day procedures with that new mechanic of all 7 officials getting together during that 2-minute timeout. Announce it, timeout. All right, not that other word.
Can you go back to the last one?
Yep.
That very last one's pretty important. Okay, so no matter what, you always go to a play clock of 25. So what's a situation where normally our play clock with stopping the game for something would go to a 40. Defensive injury, defensive helmet off, right? So let's say we start the play at 210, the play ends at 152, and the only reason, or we stop the game because of the defensive injury, defensive helmet off, okay? And we're going to go to the 2-minute timeout. Obviously then, normally we would come out of that with a 40-second, but it's always 25. No exceptions to that.
Close to my case play. All right. So 3rd and 10 into the 8:32. 2:02 on the clock at the time of the snap in the fourth quarter. Running back 834 advances the ball to the 834 where B44 helmet comes off while making the tackle. At the end of the play, the clock reads 1:57. All right, so we have a tackle in bounds, short of the first down, defensive helmet off. 4th and 834, no 10-second runoff. B44 must sit out of play. Since the 2-minute timeout has not happened, the 10-second runoff rule does not apply. It's the 10-second runoff. All 10 of those rules do not apply until after the 2-minute timeout. And then, as Monty said, we're setting the clock, play clock to 25 seconds. So I got to add that to this slide before I send it out. All right. B44 has to leave the game. It shouldn't say to remain in the game. They have to have a timeout. So yes, if that B44 is that important of a player, we have the 2-minute timeout, and then concurrently served at the same time, the defense can call a timeout to buy B44 back into the game. Okay, so some case plays there with this new rule. The 2-minute timeout, after that is when all those 2-minute timing rules start.
That's an injury to him. He cannot come back in until we have a legal play.
Correct.
John?
Yes.
So you said concurrently with that, so they can take the timeout, you still issue the minute. They can't take one after the 2 minutes?
Yeah, so they could come back. Yes.
Take it and then give it back.
Correct. Yep. But if they call it right away, just serve it at the same time. Which, reminder, last year, new rule. Could a team call 2 timeouts in a row? No. All right. But they can call a timeout after this 2-minute timeout. Yes, they could. Yes, they could. Good question there.
For a helmet off, so you're the injured player. It's timeout's not fine.
Correct.
And a game stoppage is not going to buy him back.
Correct. They got an illegal snap for an injury. All right, collaborative replay. All right, conferences are now allowed the option of implementing a collaborative instant replay system. We are using this collaborative instant replay review system. There's 2 options. We have a replay official in the booth. We'd rather have the 8th official on the field, so we're not going to put it on the booth, but we're going to have the system. All right, so the referee will always review targeting called on the field. The head coach can challenge one time in a game if they have a timeout left. If they win that challenge, so the call is reversed, they keep that one challenge in that game. And we'll get into greater detail there. But we are using collaborative instant replay. Horse collar. Even inside the tackle box, they cannot horse collar tackle the running back, the ball carrier, the quarterback. Horse collar tackle is illegal everywhere on the field now. No exception there. Halftime intermission. All right. So the referee is going to make sure the play is over. Line of scrimmage officials, if you have, we call it the volcano, the potential eruption, there's smoke. Keep the teams on your sideline because that coach can still throw the challenge flag. Once both head coaches off, they're running to the locker room. Sweet. Hold up that football. That intermission is over. Once referees, you hold up that football at the end of the second quarter, coach can't come back out and say, hey, we want to replay the previous play. They had 12 players on the field. All right, so that's a Hawaii play that's out there. All right, so once we hold up the football halftime, we cannot then use that one challenge in the game. We talked about this with the coaches last week. If the replay system is down and not working, all right, we're not talking about there's a targeting and we get to the replay system is working, and the cameraman is shooting the sky instead of the field. The replay system is working. All right. If it's not, you go there and there is no power. It is a black screen. There's nothing for you. At halftime, if they could get you that clip for targeting, that is when we're going to still use the halftime targeting review. But the system has to be down and not working. Everyone understand the clarification on that? It's not, we don't have a good look. It's not working. If we don't have a good look, we go with what we got and we move on. We're not going to relook at it at halftime.
Sean, did you cover what we talked about, or is it coming about if it crashes during the game? What we decided?
Yep,
it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Yes, sir.
On that, you can't go to halftime review for the targeting. Do you want us to do that before we leave the field? Do you want us to do that in the locker room?
Well, if you will probably have to do it in the locker room because the iPad on the field is not working. When we come back out. Yep. Just like we would have last year. Yep. I mean, if it's convenient, they're both there, might as well let them know. But we still have to make an announcement when we come back out. All right, we're not going to worry about numbering. All right, we are going to watch the video on 3 minutes of this video because I think this is very important. This by far is going to get the most attention early in the season. I don't think coaches understand the philosophy and intent of this rule. This rule was not made calling players, teams, programs cheaters. That is not the intent of this rule. The intent of this rule is to keep it an even playing field for the offense and the defense. That's the intent of the rule. Both sides have to start legally. They have to both move legally prior to that ball being snapped. All right, so anything quick, abrupt, exaggerated by the defense that causes the offense to false start is going to be on the defense. It's a defensive delay of game. All right, the clap is no different. The voice signals is no different than last year. It's the movement that has been added to the editorial changes. So let's go to RefQuest. All right, we'll see how this sound starts here.
Not simulate action at the snap and has no exaggerated.
It does not.
So we see just before the snap, 4 players along the defensive line. They're going to shift left in a coordinated.
All right, so I'll talk because obviously it's not to the systems here. All right, so we see false start is the call.
No exaggerated movement by the defense doing the stem.
All right, so on that stem, that exaggerated move on the defense, did it cause the offense to false start? All right, so we have a stem. Did any of the 5 offensive linemen, adjacent linemen, react false start? So in that situation, on that play, that stem was legal. That was a legal stem. But it'll keep going here. Watch the receiver top of the screen.
But it's a flinch by the wideout at the top.
Now we have a reaction by the defense. That's what makes that flinch a foul. Okay? We all know if that DB doesn't point, doesn't start going backwards on that flinch, we have nothing. But with that flinch, we have a defensive reaction on the defensive back. CFO, college football, wants that a foul. We have movement that caused a reaction. If this stint that they did caused an offensive reaction to false start, we would have a foul on the defense. It just didn't on this play.
Sean, they told us it's a foul no matter what. I'm not saying we're calling it that way, but that's what they're telling us.
All right.
We don't like it.
That's a correct call.
All right, because Steve Shaw, this was a correct call, false start.
Now we're going to take a look at 4 plays of defensive movement that is considered a foul. Now,
All right, so now this is the Iowa movement.
we see that the defense, they quickly stem just before the snap.
All right, again, the defense is moving. They're not entering the neutral zone. They're moving,
You can see his head bob.
causing a false start. This is a defensive delay of game. All right, this is a foul on the defense. And look at the player react. He's like, yep, I got him. I got him. It's like when a brother gets a sister in trouble.
And based on the
All
reaction
right.
by number 34.
These are the acts that need to get out of college football.
Now our second play, we see another quick stem by the defense. That
Same
causes
thing.
The offense to react.
Defensive, quick, exaggerated movement,
And from the end zone view, we
causing a
see
false start.
at the line of scrimmage.
This is a defensive delay of game.
Play and is choreographed with the shift. These movements are subtle, but they're a foul by the defense. Our third play, we get a stem by 2 defensive linemen, and a backer's going to step up.
Yes, the stemming will come from the line of scrimmage. The clapping and voice will still come from the umpire.
This would be legal, but we're going to see that number 93, as he shifts, he pumps his hands as if he's starting to.
All right, so they're saying this was exaggerated movement when his hands were going forward into the neutral zone.
Now, our fourth play, we see from the end zone view behind the offense, we see that number 36, he makes an exaggerated
All right, so this is an exaggerated stomp, causing the offense to react. This is a defensive delay of game. This is a foul on the defense.
The crew properly penalized the defense for delay of game for this exaggerated action.
That is not a false start on number 17.
We're going to look at 2 field goal plays. And the first, we see that the defense on the right side of their formation, the inside lineman makes a call.
I will tell you, one school has sent in 6 plays from one game last year for me to review. And I told them, are these 6 plays reviewable? Like, if this causes them to get a first down or us to lose 5 yards, and I told them, no, it's not reviewable. This is not reviewable. We got to get this right on the field. A dead ball foul. Yep, defensive delay of game would be a dead ball foul.
Shifting or falling down to the ground. This is not normal.
We are looking for a reaction by the offense. This one was easy that they laid on the ground. This is not new, by the way. This clapping one's not new. It's just a point of emphasis to be aware we can't have the defense cause the offense at a disadvantage.
He claps in trying to get attention of other players. The crew properly shuts the play down and penalizes the defense for this concerning signal. In our second play, we've got a big third down, and we see the quarterback, he's communicating.
The defense said hut.
He's in shotgun formation, and then 16 of the defense is going to clap, and the snapper reacts to the clap and centers the ball to an unaware quarterback. This is a foul for clapping.
Is it a football? So now remember, a regular defensive football movement on a hard count is them moving straight forward. If they're going side to side, if they're going up with their hands.
But that exaggerated one on that punt, he was just going forward.
But that wasn't on a cadence. He stomped his foot. That was a foot stomp. That was a defensive delay game. That is not a football action on a hut.
That the linebacker, number 10 here, he's trying to signal other teammates, and the crew shuts the play down. And as we take a look at the replay, we see number 10 is not making a hand.
All right, so they're saying right here that is not a clap. His fists are closed, and he's going like that. That is not a clap. We should not deem that as a clap.
The sound of the cadence of the offense. And so the offense is using a clap. So this is a correct call for delay of game on the defense for the clapping sound.
All right, so offensive. Again, this should not be new. An offense can never use an abrupt, quick movement to get the defense to get an offside position. That's a false start. That's an abrupt shift causing the defense to enter the neutral zone.
No contact.
They cannot do that
but
shift.
This is a foul by the offense. This clearly simulates action at the snap. It is a foul. In our second play, the quarterback is under center. The offense rapidly shifts. And
That is a abrupt, rapid shift with the intent to get those defense inside the neutral zone. Once the defense enters the neutral zone, that is a false start foul.
Situation. The quarterback is under center. And he's going to give a strong head bob, and then the tight end,
Correct.
H-back, and the outside
Correct.
receiver all going to move
Yep.
choreographed with the head bob. This is another play that
Just false start.
action at
Yep.
the snap is designed to draw the defense offside. And it's a
If you have multiple abruptly shifting, no number.
offense to shift in a way.
All right, and then in your write-up, put multiple players abruptly shifting.
Again, to reiterate, Sean, none of what you just showed here is reviewable.
None of this is reviewable. Those are all judgment calls. That is not reviewable. All right, where this one? Dead ball, loose ball. Let's see here. All right, this is a new replay situation. And the document that was sent out in June, this is not in the document, which we're going to go over here in a second, but it will be added under the dead ball, loose ball situations. So if a pass is ruled down or out of bounds prior to throwing a pass, and the referee with our system goes to the iPad and has indisputable video evidence that the ball was released prior to being dead by rule, replay can rule on the immediate continuing action. So if it's a catch by the offense gets that ball at the spot they caught the ball. If it's an interception by the defense, the interception takes place, the defense gets the ball where they possessed the ball. They will not get the advancing yards, all right, but they will get the reception and or interception. If the pass is incomplete, the down counts. Okay, so that is something that is new under dead ball, loose ball, that will get into the replay policy. Any questions on that play? Penalty enforcement after replay. So we overturn a call. All right, we rule it a fumble. During the fumble return, there's a blindside block or there's a hold. All right, blindside block or a hold. Go to replay. It's not a fumble. He was down. We are not going to enforce the hold. We still enforce the blindside block. We are not going to ignore personal fouls or unsportsmanlike conduct fouls after a replay and the ruling is reversed. That one will not be in the policy. That's just going to be a rule that we have to understand when we go into replay what we take out from that replay situation. But the first one will go into replay because coaches need to know that they could replay that. That's a new one. All right, we're not going to worry about mechanics. We'll worry about mechanics when we go down to the scrimmage. Now I'm going to pull up our policy.
Sean, is the other one in there in our replay thing about the end of the quarter?
The
That if we have video evidence the quarter ended before the snap, we can end the quarter.
No, but here, why don't you talk because I don't have it in this presentation.
So another one that was added was this clear video evidence that time expired at the end of the quarter prior to the ball being put into play. You can review that and the quarter will have ended. However, as before, you would enforce any personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct fouls.
So the only thing with that portion is the timing.
Yeah,
A coach cannot challenge timing in the GPAC.
Do we have anywhere it's going to be synced on the screen?
We do not.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get into the limitations, and that's really the big limitation.
The only way we're going to have timing on there is if their 50 high is tied to their web stream and they're using the exact same output for it, but it won't be consistent. Some are
Correct.
going to run it as a split, and it's going to bypass the timing system. So the way we've been talking is that we will not have any, we are going to presume and operate as if no time will be on any of the replay equipment, therefore no timing challenge.
Correct. And when we say no timing challenges, a coach cannot throw a red flag to initiate because of timing. Now, if it just so happens we have a fumble at 32 seconds, recovery, tackle at 22 seconds. We go back and, all right, the fumble happened at 32 seconds. It's not really a fumble. We know it's 32 seconds because it is on the video. We see the clock 32 seconds. We could keep 32 seconds on that. Does that make sense? Like, we could change the time once we're in replay, because once we get into replay, everything's like the whole play that is reviewable. But a coach cannot initiate it because of timing. Okay?
Sky Coach wanted us to go with 3 systems on the field, 50 high, end zone, and then live stream.
Shoot.
But by the book of what we've been going by, you can do 2, and we're doing the 2. But I think we're going to get there very quickly because I think when people get used to this, they're going to want the timing plays, obviously. So, again, talk about one step in the water. This is the step in the water. But we do not have consistency around the league to have timing up there in all cases right now today.
Next year, might they go to Dort's got 5 cameras because they're a video editing class. Might they open it up to, if you have more, you can use what you have?
So anytime in a league, you're kind of always dealing with collaboration and compromise, right? Dort has 5 cameras. I mean, if I was working at Dort, you would want that if you could, but nobody else has that, so we're going to go with the 2. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
About that.
You're good.
So that's the next step is, okay, I think what's going to happen by having a GPAC network now and by having replay, schools are going to enhance everything. I think that they're going to keep adding to it. And when they add, we'll benefit as officials.
All right, so we'll start with our replay. All called targeting calls will be reviewed. We need indisputable video evidence to reverse a call from target to no target. All right. So if you read the rule book with a replay official in the booth, it says all elements of targeting have to be confirmed to keep the target on. We do not have a replay official in the booth. We only have the technology that is given to us. So we have a targeting call in the field. For us to take it off, all elements of that play have to show that it was not targeting. Yes?
So based off the philosophy that we had last year where we were throwing and then getting together,
Yep.
do you want us to go away from that then because you said all needs to be confirmed? So do you only want people throwing and targeting to yeah, that is targeting since we're doing it differently now, since it is actual replay involved, not just us getting together and forming our own form of replay?
So if there is I'm trying to put myself on the field with you guys. If I have an inkling that I have targeting, I am throwing the flag and having the crew conversation first on the field. If somebody on the field comes to me and says, Sean, I clearly saw the face mask up, hit him in the back, the ball carrier in the back, not with the crown of the helmet. All right, we don't have targeting on the play on the field. So please, if you have that thought, like that's targeting, throw it. We are still conversing on the field, whoever saw that play, before we go to the referee.
Before you go to replay, the referee has to announce the ruling on the field is. So that buys you time to change. Like if you throw and somebody else says, I don't think so, then you just say there's no foul on the play. That way.
And I would even take it a step farther. There is no foul on the play for targeting. It was deemed crown of the helmet was not used. Because now what does that give the coaches? The coach could still initiate that challenge. All right? Yeah, we picked it up. Yeah. Yep. So our thought process, we are not throwing flags just to use the replay to confirm targeting. I do not want us, hey, I think that's targeting, so let's call targeting, so let's go to replay. Because, shoot, what if the replay system's down? They're rejected. All right, we are not throwing targeting fouls just to use replay. Throw it if you think it's targeting. Get together with your crew who saw the hit. If somebody on your crew has definite knowledge it was not targeting, pick up the flag, make the announcement. There is no foul on the play for targeting. The coach still has a challenge if they do want to challenge it. Does that clear up that question? Okay. Again, we are not throwing the flags for targeting just to use replay. We are not officiating anything different because we have replay. It is not a crutch for us. Because that's going to be my final statement here.
Sean, since we're all learning this together, and I'm kind of the neutral voice in the room, if somebody comes in there saying, hey, Sean, I didn't see it the way you're seeing it, and there's any debate among the crew, wouldn't we go to film?
Yes.
I mean, don't make this a drawn-out argument among the crew. I mean, you've got it there. Because I'm starting to wonder what our coaches are going to do if we start pulling a bunch of targetings off after huddling, and they got to burn challenges. I think that's going to be really interesting if that comes into play. You see what I'm saying on that?
So I understand what you're – if I throw for targeting, for me to pick it up, somebody on my crew has to be 100% sure. So if I throw it, I got targeting crown of the helmet. Zach comes to me and says, well, I think his head was up. We're not picking up the flag with the I think. We are only picking up the flag like, I know definitely, Sean, I understand how it looked like it was crown of the helmet, but I'm telling you that crown of the helmet did not hit the opponent. The crown of the helmet got to the side of the opponent because we had a play like that last year.
Yeah.
All right. So the way we're processing targeting on the field, the way we're communicating to pick up the flag / keep the flag down is exactly the same. All right? Exactly the same. Outside of targeting, that is the only thing that we as a crew will initiate, a targeting call. Side note, if we have roughing the passer with targeting, if we have, what's another, a kick catch interference with targeting, make sure we announce both. Because if it's not targeting, we still have the pass interference, we still have the kick catch interference. Now, head coaches. They can initiate the review process. One coach's challenge in a game. If we reverse the call, the coach keeps the challenge. Both calls reversed, no more challenges. So the crew reverses 2 calls. The coach does not get a third challenge. They only would have the max 2. Big component, they must have a timeout. So if there are 0 timeouts in the fourth quarter for either team, both teams have a challenge yet, could the coaches challenge? They cannot challenge. They have to have a timeout to challenge. And then the play must be reviewable. Line of scrimmage, deep wings. This is what we're going to tell the coaches. Okay, our process. Ruling on the field made. Referees, we know what the reviewable plays are. We know what smoke smells like when you have the sideline going nuts. You have the offensive team rushing to the football. Make a quick announcement what the ruling on the field is. That's going to allow coaches to communicate to the sideline official. All right. Hey, Aaron, is that reviewable? And sideline officials, you got to be yes or no. We are putting it on us as officials to let a coach know within seconds that yes, the pass fumble is reviewable. Yes, inbounds, out of bounds is reviewable. Yes, a fumble recovery at the sideline is reviewable. We have to know that as a crew. Once the coach says, all right, I'm going to review it, what's the first thing they have to do? They have to call a timeout. That's the next thing. Coaches call a timeout. They have to have a timeout left. At that point, that's when the referee is going to come over at the request of the coach, and the coach is going to say, I am reviewing the previous play fumble. I am reviewing the previous play pass. Because now the referee is going to then get on the stadium microphone, ruling on the previous play was a completed pass, The previous play is being challenged by Morningside, and then you go to the replay booth. So the coaches, that's what the coaches are. How much time do I have to challenge it? And I told them the whole entire 40-second play clock. Now, if you're on offense, you might want to use that whole 40-second play clock. If you're on defense and the offense is hurrying up to snap the ball, you have it up until the next snap. Right? But it's not the referee asking the coach. It's not the coach throwing the red flag right away. And that's what we've explained this to the coaches, but we're going to show this video to them. They have to call a timeout first before they throw the red challenge flag. Okay, it's going to slow us down as well.
One of the initial conversations I got from a coach this summer and worked with Sean on it right away was, we now have these tablets, right, on the sideline, and they're all going to be looking back at their poor GAs that are 19 years old going, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. And the direct question, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, was, are you going to cadence down as a crew because you know I might do this? And the answer is no. We're going to do it within the play clock if you're the offensive team. So that was a little sticker shock at first, because I think the coaches felt like, wow, we're going to slow this game down because we have this film. And I mean, I think we've done a good job of clarifying it, but I can tell you right now, you're going to have coaches looking for that GA that gets $500 a month, and they're going to be going, possibly because they're going to want to know if they have an angle. So that's a logistic that we've been working through. And I think you did a good job on the call last week explaining that.
And umpire, yeah, Aaron.
I have a question about, so they call timeout, because let's say they're unsure if they want to challenge it out. Say they call timeout, do they have to initiate a replay right away, or is it within that 60-second timeout? And they come to us with 10 seconds left in their timeout and say, now I want to challenge it because the GA finally figured out what the film looked like and they were able to show it?
We're going to use common sense fair play. All right, so we have a challengeable play happen. We see smoke. Our referee is making that additional announcement ruling on the field. The coach is coming to you, Aaron Duker, and saying, hey, is this reviewable? Yes, but you got to call a timeout. They call a timeout. They now have up until that referee comes over there and says, Coach, you called a timeout. Do you want to challenge the previous ruling? At that time, if it's no, you just serve the timeout. So they have up until the point the referee comes over and asks the question, do you want to challenge this play?
They don't have that whole 60 seconds to look at their tablet?
What's that?
They don't have that whole 60 seconds to look at their tablet and decide?
What if they call the timeout, not with no scope? They call a timeout, and all of a sudden they look at the play and they're like, oh crap, that was a incomplete pass. Now we're going to review it, and it's almost in the timeout.
They have until the referee comes over. I mean, they don't have to bring the referee over right away. I'm not saying referees go over there.
But he's just calling a timeout for a timeout and doesn't realize he wants it. I think that's the question.
Yeah, he could use the whole timeout and not challenge it.
Well, right, but the last 10 seconds, he shouldn't be able to challenge it until the timeout's over.
Correct.
Right. So we get a timeout, we're standing on the sideline, it comes out 40 seconds in, says, can you call the referee? We can still challenge them back.
Absolutely. Yeah. But does your referee go over right away, or does he wait till the coach?
Well,
referee's not going over on it. Like, so a player's helmet comes off. The coach wants to use a timeout to buy it back in.
Yeah.
And during that timeout, they realize, oh, we think that last play was wrong. It was called wrong. And just on a normal timeout, the referee's not going over the sideline anyway, right?
No, I'm not going over the sideline.
Okay, so.
But I'll answer the question without getting into semantics. They have all 60 seconds to throw the red flag. Yes.
so if you come over and he says, I don't think I want to challenge it, but then 5 seconds left of the timeout, he says he throws a flag and wants to, we're going to let him challenge it.
We're going to let him challenge it, yes. The coach has the full 60 seconds to throw the red flag. Yes. All right. Coach calls timeout, throws a red flag. Referees, make sure you make that announcement, and we're going to get into some practice here. I got 5 plays. Referee and a scribe. This is a question that has been asked quite a bit around conferences. We are not going to force a referee to take one position, back judge, and everybody has to take their back judge. We're not doing that. Every crew is different. Every situation is different. The only thing I am asking the referees, and the decision does not have to be made today, you are taking the same official to that replay with you every single time. Okay, so on my crew, it's going to be my umpire. Every single game, my umpire is going to go to the replay tent, and he is going to be my scribe. Referees, we're going to practice it down there. Hopefully everything's working. You have to have an open microphone. But if you're working an iPad and zooming in, what do you need? You need two hands. All right, so either the scribe is holding your microphone open while you're talking, or that scribe is so near you when you talk, the rest of your crew is listening. Because literally, as we go through these plays, we should be talking to our crew. And I'll do the first one myself, but you have to practice this. This microphone should be open. Officials, when the referee's underneath the tent looking and talking, nobody else is talking. You're just listening. Yes, coaches are going to be in your ear asking all these questions. You just don't answer those questions till the referee's done talking. Okay? Yep. The scribe's going to be close enough to have the replay with you. But I will tell you, if the scribe or the referee has, I think, maybe, I don't know, probably, likely, the answer stands.
Can we get an opinion from our scribe?
You can. I mean, but if the opinion is maybe, likely, I think so, probably, you're coming out of stands. You're coming out of stands. All right. Referee come back to field play to make a stadium announcement for final ruling. Referees, if you have not practiced this, start practicing this. This is what makes this replay system believable or not. If we get a call right and we stumble our words, like they were told what to do by the commissioner. Commissioner has a phone underneath the tent telling them what to do. All right? Practice this, referees. They make it look real easy on TV. It's not easy. All right, so referees, it's not easy. Our goal, this is not a hard, you have to be out of there in 4 minutes. Our goal is to get it done within 4 minutes. With two angles, if we don't have indisputable evidence of, yes, we are reversing this, or yes, this is confirmed, we're keeping it as stands. All right, we're keeping it as stands. So once we go, make the announcement under challenge, come back, our goal is 4 minutes. Just like we keep track of injury time, we're going to keep track of challenge time. So in your quick ref report, you're going to put that in your comments. All right, because in quick ref, I don't believe there's challenge time, it's only injury time. But if you have a challenge, you're going to put call stands, confirmed, reversed for that reason, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. All right, so make sure we're keeping track of that because we do want to collect that data.
When's the start and finish time start?
So it starts when the referee finishes the announcement. The previous play is under review. That's when it will start.
Sean, do you have replay cards for our guys?
Replay cards as in what is reviewable?
No. As far as what the scribe has?
No, I do not.
Are you getting them?
I will.
Okay.
I do not have it yet.
And then you can pick who you want. I would recommend you pick somebody who is not going to be involved in reversing this call, because if you've ever been at a game and seen it, if as soon as we hear that it's reversed, before the referee ever makes an announcement, the crew's already moving the ball back. So if you have somebody who's involved in that and they're your scribe, you now can't do any of that until that scribe gets all the way back on the field.
Gosh darn it.
Does that make sense? I wouldn't have your umpire. Or if you're going to, I would have somebody else moving the ball. Otherwise, you're taking a lot of extra time.
Where is thy?
In the case of using an umpire, somebody's gonna have to stay with the ball, so you're gonna have to move somebody to the ball.
What's that?
If you're gonna use your umpire as a spreader, somebody needs to stay with the ball, so now you need to move somebody else to that.
Yes, yeah.
Where did he send it to? There it is. That is not what I'm looking for. All right. Play number 1. All right. I will be acting out this play as a referee. After this play, I'll ask for a volunteer referee to do play number 2. All right, so play number 1. We're going to watch it, and we're going to go through our process. The ruling on the field is a completed catch, fumble, recovered by the defense. Call timeout. All right, so he's calling a timeout. All right, ask somebody near you if that play is reviewable.
Freezer?
Could the coach do that first? No, what does the coach have to do? Coach has to call timeout. So Marcus, that means nothing to us as an officiating crew. So what do you got to do as a coach? Timeout. Sweet. All right. Timeout. Morningside College, second charge of the half. Oh, all right. Now I got a challenge flag. All right. Now I'm going to go to the coach. Yes. What's up, Coach?
I think that it's an incomplete pass.
All right. So Coach thinks it's an incomplete pass. He's on offense. He wants to retain the possession. All right. Sweet.
Does he have to say, I want to challenge it?
Yes. Correct. Because we got to make sure it's a reviewable play. All right. Ruling on the field was a completed pass, fumble, recovered by the defense. The previous player is under review by challenge of the Morningside head coach. This is when that timer starts. All right, so now I'm going to go to the tent. Does this angle right now give me anything? Okay. So I might take a look at this with my scribe and be like, all right, don't know if he's bobbling it. Don't know if he's got clear possession. That does nothing for me to do anything except stands. I can't confirm that, and I can't reverse that. So let's take a look at this angle. This is where my microphone's open. Do we ever have the look at the football the whole entire time? No, we don't have look at the football the whole entire time. Is there anything that we have here? I'm going to go in slow motion now. That's telling me the process of the catch is done or not done. Do we have a football move? Let's talk about rules. We have a body part in down, body part in inbounds, down. All right. We don't know if he's got control or no control of the ball. The ruling on the field is a catch, fumble. Is there any indisputable evidence here of an incomplete pass?
By the way, that's not a catch on the field, right? When in doubt, what? Wipe it out. There's no way in hell that's a catch on the field. somebody come in and say, the ruling on the field is going to be an incomplete catch, incomplete pass.
But is there anything indisputable on this video with the definition of a catch where we could turn this into an incomplete pass by rule, not philosophy? There's not. All right, so we're going to come out of it. By the way, as this is going on, I am literally asking my crew, all right, I have a body part in down, body part inbounds down. I can't tell if there's clear possession or not, and I can't, with indisputable evidence, is there a football move or not. We're going to come out of this as stands, guys. We're going to come out. The ruling on the field of a completed catch, fumble recovered by the defense stands as called. First down and 10, Northwestern College. Morningside College has been charged a timeout. They have 0 challenges remaining in the game. All right.
Hey, the most important thing to understand is when you say stands, that means if we said it was incomplete, you're coming back with stands on that too.
Yep.
Right? That's the most important thing you got to understand for replay. Is if you're going to confirm it, you're saying that if we would have said the other thing, we have enough video evidence to reverse it. If you're going to reverse it, you're saying that if we would have went the other way, we have enough video evidence to confirm it. But if you say stands, that means it was going to stand if we said complete. It was going to stand if we said incomplete. That's why most things are going to stand.
Yes, sir.
Question. So let's say on this play, rule it catch, fumble, they pick the fumble up and they're running the other way with it. We come back down, we have the field evidence that was an incomplete pass at that point in time. They showed us what the clock was at the end of the play. Can we go back and count the 7 seconds and make it close-ish?
Yes.
What it should have been?
Yep.
Okay. So you weren't so on this play, you would want to put the 2 seconds back on or whatever.
Yep. And with that being said, our philosophies are not changing at all in our conference. We do not have a replay official in the booth. So when in doubt, fumble, no fumble, what is it? No fumble, no cheap turnovers. When in doubt, catch, no catch, what is it? No catch. When in doubt, touchdown, no touchdown, what is it? No touchdown.
Forward, backward pass.
Forward. We are not finding ways to keep that ball alive. We are officiating as if we do not have replay. All right, you are officiating every single play. We do not have replay. The coach has a challenge. We do not have replay. The coach has a challenge. All right, play number 2. Brian Freeze is leaving the room right on time. All right. Any referee?
This is Matthew speaking. When you went through this, if it's something like that that's pretty obvious, you can still have the referee over all the way to the sideline or radioing and it's challenging the catch on the field.
If it's that obvious, no. But the last thing I want is a coach calling me on Monday. I throw the red challenge flag, Sean, and Randy doesn't even take the time of day to come over. So, all right. Any referee want to take on the challenge? Joe, you're not a referee. All right, Fitzke. There we go. Love this one. All right. So what's the ruling on the field, Andrew?
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
All right. Ruling on the field is fumble recovered by the defense. I'll be the coach.
Oh, you need the flag that I put away?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that.
Timeout. Timeout. Hey, Aaron, is that reviewable?
Yes, sir.
All right, my sideline official says it's reviewable. Yep, I'm going to review it. Okay. Yeah, I did.
You don't tell them after.
Yes. No, 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 no. So I asked him, is this reviewable? Does not have to, no. But he can, because now I have all 60 seconds to do that communication. All right, Andrew, I want you to take a look at the review of the fumble, the catch fumble, and then also you threw a flag for a late hit out of bounds, and I don't think he was out of bounds yet. All right.
You're asking him the question.
No, I'm asking you because you're the referee. You came to the sideline.
We've never used the second portion of that question.
Okay. I would say we can't review the judgment of the foul, but coach, we will review all elements of the play that are reviewable for both teams.
And regardless of the outcome, we will still enforce that penalty.
Yes, regardless of the outcome, we are enforcing that penalty. All right. So now, Andrew, you're underneath the booth. You're underneath the tent.
Does he have to come back out and get on the microphone and say we're going to review?
Yes. Oh, Andrew, great job. Make the
The previous play of a fumble recovered by the defense is being challenged by Dorton University. That play is now under review.
perfect. All right, so let's play this out. What's the first reviewable part? What's the first reviewable part of this play? Say that again. Nope. Even before catch, no catch. All right. So is that even close? No. But referees, don't forget about that. You got to realize that because you don't want to leave a review. Oh, shoot. We could have overturned this because it was an illegal forward pass. All right. As we go here, everyone agree now we have a catch. Possession, body part in bounds. He's now a ball carrier. Everyone see something fly off there? What flew off? Ball carrier's helmet. So what's the rule with the live ball, dead ball when the ball carrier's helmet comes off? It's dead by rule. All right. All right, so now we don't have access to the football, but now we see this on this film. Shoot, the helmet comes off. So now let's take a look at, I think we have clear immediate recovery, but boom, the knee might be down when he recovers it. All right, how you doing, pizza? Yeah.
I
All
can
right.
get it, Sean.
Thank you. All right, so now this doesn't give us all the information, but it gives us bits. We have a legal forward pass, we have a catch, we have a helmet off, we have a recovery, shoot, but we don't have all the information. So now we literally go clip by clip. All right, now we just a potential targeting. This is not targeting, head to the side, but he did.
Watch this. I need your autograph.
Oh, nice. Sweet. No, you're right.
Sign for you.
Well, boom.
Thanks, man.
All right. Helmet is off right now. Is the ball loose? We don't know. All right, maybe. Probably not, most likely not, but we don't have indisputable evidence that that ball is not loose when that helmet came off. So the call on the field of fumble right now is what? Stands. But we're not done. All right, we know the defense recovers it. Can we tell on this video if it is knees on the ground or not? No, so right now stands as recovered. All right, what you might have on an iPad is zooming in, which we don't have here on my computer. You could zoom in at this point, referees, to see if his knee's on the ground or not. All right. What's that? You might not see the ball, but you might see the ball. So zoom in as much as you can. I will say the very little experience I have with Sky Coach, when you zoom in, it does not pixelate nearly as much as it would be on like Live Huddle. It's very little pixelation as long as it's wired correctly and has good Wi-Fi. So that is a plus. It should not get pixelated. All right. So coming out of this, is there anything indisputable that is going to change the call in the field? A fumble recovered by the defense with his knee off the ground before the helmet came off and advance? No. All right. So you got, yes, sir.
So 11 doesn't participate here, but let's say he does participate without his helmet.
Yep.
We then tack that on every.
You asked, is that a reviewable foul? Anyone have the definite answer? Is continued participation a reviewable foul? No, it is not. All right. Oh, he's excited. He thinks the play's over. He's going to be the next quarterback. So, whoop, he's off. All right. So now the play's over. After the review, you're going to make your final announcement.
After review, the ruling of a fumble recovered by the defense game was called first down before the university.
Perfect. Okay.
And Georgia charged the timeout. No challenges remaining.
Excellent. All right. So I know it's getting close to the pizzas here if people want to eat before the scrimmages. All right. So it's 5:25. We went over 2 of the 5 plays. I am going to download these plays. I'm going to send it to the referees as individual clips. Referees, these next 2-3 weeks preparing for the game, have this part of your pregame. How is your crew going to handle this? All right. I cannot stress enough with our replay, we are not officiating a targeting any different. We are not officiating any philosophies any different. We are not using replay as a crutch to get calls right. We are getting calls right on the field. All 5 plays should be stands, by the way. There is no indisputable evidence in any of them that is going to change it. You'll probably say, if you watch this slow motion, you see the rip. Most likely he ripped it out after he was down or the helmet was off, but you don't have indisputable evidence that he does. Okay? Yes? What's that? Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You are still enforcing the penalty. 15-yard penalty. Yep. Yes. Nope. Targeting. Targeting call is the only thing we go to replay on. Targeting. All right. You guys, what's the quickest way to the locker room? You guys know where the locker room is, right down the stairs?
We are not going to win today because I can't put a play on the board.
You need, there you go. All right. He's going to put a play on the board?
No, I'm not going to put a play on the board. I just want to draw something. Okay. The replay is going to be over here tonight.
Oh, nice.
This is the scoreboard. I just wanted everybody to see it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Bonnie and I talk, but
Yep.
it's going to be under the goalpost for the system. So
All right, so everyone knows where the lift is here? Down at Morningside, it's behind the lift is where it's at. All right, so we got 35 minutes to change. If you want to grab something to eat, grab something to eat. You can leave all your stuff in here. All right, we are going to be able to come back in here when you're not out there scrimmaging. They have water down there. This water is for the pizza, so if you want to take water down there with you, you can. We're not bringing these coolers with us because they have tons of water down there at the field.
So we put this out by the pizza.
Perfect.
And the pizza's out there on 2 tables. There's a lot